The episode opens with our main protagonist, Josh, at a party, talking to a girl and feeling good about how things are going when suddenly the woman collapses. Another man who says he is a doctor rushes to help and pronounces her dead, specifying she died of boredom, which is a very rare case scenario, but it happens. He further explains that when a person is exposed to information that deprives the brain of stimulation, the brain starts eating itself, and the pain is indescribable. The explanation doesn't help Josh, who was already shocked by what just happened, especially since he thought she seemed interested. However, the doctor dismisses it, claiming it was the poor woman's attempt to cry out. Josh is speechless and is trying to process the whole thing when another woman named Claire says she found Josh's talk interesting. They immediately hit it off and fail to notice Josh's friend collapse and become another victim of boredom, but he is saved using a syringe to the heart. The scene then takes us to Josh, planning to meet Claire for a movie date. They are already on their 5th date, and his friend tells him it is time for Josh to dive deep. But Josh says he hasn't popped the cherry yet, so deep diving is out of the question. Suddenly, they hear a groan coming from Josh's pants, and Josh takes out his wallet and finds an old rubber packet that miraculously starts talking to Josh. It is all wrinkly and old, but it wasn't like this. It was once well lubricated and flexible, but now that its end is near, it can hardly keep itself together. It asks Josh to flip it, and a worried Josh turns it over and realizes the rubber is getting expired that day. It is frustrated and takes its frustration out on Josh, who hasn't used it until now, before it begins to cry. Josh assures Rubber that tonight is the night and he is going to use it. In the evening after the movie, Josh and Claire walk to Claire's house, and it gets awkward between the two as they look at each other, waiting for the other to make a move. Josh ends up kissing Claire on her forehead, and as he turns to leave, Rubber is not at all happy and asks Josh to at least fill it up with water and throw it off an overpass so it feels its life didn't go to waste. Josh musters courage and returns to kiss Claire, and they soon take their dirty dancing to the bedroom. Rubber is happy. It is finally going to serve its purpose and asks Josh to yap it on. Josh puts it on, hoping its structural integrity is still intact, and gets on with his push-ups, but he is done in 1.5 push-up. Rubber is free, and its soul is seen with angel wings flying to heaven after finally being used. After that day, Josh feels confident and performs many push-up sets on Claire, but he is always done before Claire even gets started. Even though Claire says it is fine and praises him for his efforts, Josh decides to spice things up and takes her to an adult store. Initially reluctant, Claire goes in and is immediately drawn to the biggest vibrator, which gives Josh a complex about his own hot dog, and he tries to take her attention to a pink feather. But that backfires as she lands her eyes on Kyle, a fantasy-fulfilling doll that does everything a woman needs sans jibber-jabber. Josh tries very hard not to get Claire interested in Kyle, but it is too late, and they end up buying one. They carry him on the train and back to Claire's place, where Josh tries to arouse Claire with his feather, but she is more excited to try Kyle. Josh reluctantly agrees and is shocked to see Kyle carry Claire to the bedroom and do his thing, even without feeding him any instructions. Claire has the fun of her life with Kyle, using his moves and baloney pony like nobody else, while Josh tries to stay afloat in the sea of his insecurities. After a long session, Kyle walks out wearing nothing but his boots and drinks a bottle full of energy drink before greeting Josh. He then stretches in front of Josh before going inside the bedroom for another session. After they're done, Claire lies lazily on her bed with a satisfied smile, while Josh lies next to her, feeling pathetic. On their next date, Josh prepares a romantic dinner for Claire. To top it off, he also presents her with sci-fi themed cookies he baked. Claire is more than happy, and sensing where things are leading, she excuses herself to grab Kyle. But Josh stops her, saying they are capable of having an amazing time without Kyle. But Claire insists. However, when Josh asks her why she can't get off like a normal person, it infuriates Claire, and she leaves. The next day, the couple meets a therapist to talk about their bedroom problems, but somehow Josh makes it sound like Claire is at fault and even goes to ask the doctor to recommend some exercises for her. The doctor, however, asks to talk to Claire in private and sends Josh out. Once they've had their chat, they call Josh in, and Claire admits that the doctor helped her realize that all the problems in their relationship are because of her, because she has been living a lie, and now she is finally ready to face the truth. She tells Josh she is not Joshirosexual, which means she is sexually attracted to people who are not him. The doctor is very supportive and explains it is Claire's orientation, and she can't do anything about it. She even has books that claim people have been unattracted to Josh for thousands of years. The book also shows from the dawn of mankind, not Joshiro love was considered quite normal. The ratio of people who have it is said to range between 10% to 100%. In fact, some of Josh's favorite celebrities are non-Joshiros. When he hears Dwayne Johnson's name, that is it for Josh, and he drags Claire out of there. Josh tries to dismiss the doctor's claims and tells Claire there's no such thing as not Joshirosexual, but Claire is not ready to listen. She has been trying hard to make things work between them, but this is not who she is. Josh tries hard to convince her to at least try making their relationship work, and Claire agrees to give it a try because she is too humble to say no. Things seem to be going well till one day when Josh discovers Claire has been watching naughty movies which feature the characters chanting "They are not Josh" as part of their dirty talk. Claire says she tried really hard, but she is not interested in playing with this ding-dong. Josh cannot take another blow to his ego and leaves. He rides a bike like a mad cow gone wild and crashes onto the rails on the side of the road. A couple comes to help him up, and after making sure he is okay, the man tells him they are heading to the Not Joshiro Pride Parade. Josh is confused and asks the couple why did they help him when they don't like him. The woman clarifies that it is not they don't like him, they are just not sexually attracted to him. As if Josh has an epiphany, he goes to Claire's house and brings her outside to the Not Joshiro Pride Parade. He apologizes for trying to change her and feels they are not right for each other. He bids goodbye to Claire, and as he is about to leave, Claire stops him and asks what he is doing the next weekend because there is a horror movie festival, and she has been looking for a friend to go with her. Josh gladly agrees, and after struggling to decide how to say goodbye, they settle on a flimsy high five. Josh returns home and has just settled on his sofa when he hears a groan. He rushes to open the closet and finds Kyle sitting there, looking pale and pasty. Josh apologizes for forgetting he has been there all this while and tells Kyle that he and Claire broke up, so he can go now. Kyle can't believe Josh is giving him back his freedom and offers to give him his services as a thank you, but Josh politely refuses. While seeing him off, Josh asks Kyle what he will do now that he is free, and Kyle replies he'll go back to Sydney and finish his degree in applied mathematics. He puts on his hat and claims the world is wide open before giving Josh a final head nod and walking away naked. And that's a wrap for this episode recap. Thanks for watching.